Okay, let's go to page 29, session review 3. Let's look at number 24. We have 2 to the 4th power. Here you can use your calculator to type in 2 to the 4th power, or this will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, so equal to 16. So very easy. Make sure you get your calculator. Now, let's look at number 28. We have 1 over 6 to the 4th power. So here, you multiply the parenthesis itself 4 times. Let's see, 28. So it will be 1 6 times 1 6 times 1 6 times 1 6. So the top is to multiply a whole bunch, 1 still a 1. The bottom you multiply 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, it gives you 1296. Now let's look at number 32. Number 32, we have parenthesis negative 2 to the 5th power. So here you multiply the parenthesis itself 5 times. So it'll be negative 2, negative 2, negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. Because you have little 5 to the 5th power, so you multiply the parenthesis itself 5 times. Now, this is very easy, okay? You count how many negative signs. If you have a negative, odd number of negative sign, like over here, odd number of negative sign, then your answer will be a negative. If you have even negative sign, your answer will be positive. So have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, multiply itself 5 times, so give you a negative 32. Now, let's look at number 36. Number 36, we have negative 4 to the 6th power. So here, the 6 applied to the 4 does not apply to the negative sign. So we keep the negative sign, okay? So we multiply the 4 itself 6 times. So write down 6 times. Or you can just use your calculator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep the negative sign. So 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, you multiply by 6, that will be 4096. Now if, let's see, okay, now this time if your numbers inside the parenthesis to the 6th power, this means you multiply the parenthesis itself with the number 6 times. 5, 6, 6. Okay, now here, let me rewrite this a little bit clear. So 2 will be here, will be 4. Okay. So again, okay, you count how many negative signs. Here we have even number of negative signs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your answer will be a positive number. So you multiply 4 itself 6 times, will be positive 4096. So here you can make the comparison. If no parenthesis, your answer will be a negative number. If inside the parenthesis, your answer will be a positive number. Now let's look at number 40. Number 40. Number 40, we have square roots of 64. So just use your calculator to type in square root of 64. It will give you 8. Number 44. Here we have negative square roots of 900. Keep the negative sign outside. Type in square root. Use your calculator to type in square root of 900. Give you 30. So it'll be negative 30. Now, let's look at number 54. Number 54, we have 15 plus 5 times 2. So here we are going to use order of operation. Order of operation, step 1, you're going to do parenthesis. Step 2, you're going to do exponents. Step 3, you're going to do division or multiplication or division. Whatever comes first, okay? It's not always multiplication first. If division comes first, you do division first. Step 4, subtraction or addition or subtraction. Again, whatever comes first. If addition comes first, you do addition first. Then subtraction comes first, you do subtraction first. Okay, so here you can see we have 15 plus 5 times 2. So we have addition and multiplication. So we're going to do the multiplication first. Okay, so go multiply this 5 times 2, give me a 10. After that, we add in a 2 number. 15 plus 10 give me a 25. Now, let's look at number 58. Number 58, we have 12 divided by, sorry, it's 12 plus, it's not divided, 12 plus 24 divided by 3 times 2. So here you can see we have addition, division, and multiplication. So here we know the addition will be the last step. So keep the 12 plus. Then here we're going to divide first because division go first. Okay, come first. We're going to do division first. So 12 divided by 3 give me an A. Bring down the times 2. Keep the 12. Keep the plus. Now here we have A times 2 equal to 16. So the last steps, 12 plus 16 equal to 28. Now let's look at number 60. Number 60, we have a negative 9 parenthesis of 2 squared minus negative 3 times a negative 2. So here we're going to keep the negative 9. Then we're going to do the exponents. Okay, going to do the exponents first. So 2 to the second power is equal to 4. Bring down the minus. Then here, we're going to do the 2 parentheses. Negative 3 times negative 2 become positive 6. Then after that, let's go to the front. The front here we have negative 9 times 4 is equal to negative 36. Then bring down the negative 6. So negative to negative you add. Okay, two negative number you add. So become negative 42. Next, let's look at number 64. Number 64, we have negative 8 times square root of 64 minus negative 3 times negative 7. So here, we're going to keep the negative 8. We're going to do the square roots first. Square roots of 64. Use your calculator. That gives you 8. After that, keep the minus. The next, we're going to multiply the two numbers. Negative 3 times negative 7 give you positive 21. And after that, let's move to the two front number. Here we have a negative 8 times a positive 8. Give me a negative 64. Bring down the minus 21. Now you have negative 64 and negative 21. Both negative. Again, you add. So that gives you a negative 85. Now, let's look at number 66. Number 66. Here we have a negative 4. Absolute value 2 minus 4 plus A times 2. Okay, now let's look at the absolute value first. Okay, for absolute value, if you have negative 5, your answer is equal to positive 5. If you have positive 5, when you solve for absolute value, it's also equal to a positive 5. So it doesn't matter if it's negative 5 inside or positive 5 inside. Your answer always equal to positive 5. Okay, now if you have negative 5, this will be different. Okay, the negative sign outside, keep the negative sign because absolute value is kind of like barrier. Whatever's inside, stay inside. Whatever's outside, stay outside. So here, after that, you're going to solve absolute value of negative 5, give you a positive 5. So this only time you have a negative answer for absolute value because you have a negative sign outside. Okay, so let's go back to our problem, our questions. So keep the negative 4 outside. Now let's work inside the absolute value. So inside the absolute value here, we have 2 minus 4. That gave me a negative 2. Keep the plus. Then after that, we're going to multiply the two number. 2 times 8. 8 times 2 give me a 16. Now let's go back to the front. Keep the negative 4. Now we are going to solve for absolute value. So absolute value of negative 2, it becomes positive 2. Then bring down the plus 16. Then next, we're going to multiply the two number in the front. So here, the two number, negative 4 times positive 2, give me a negative 8. Then bring down the plus 16. So negative 8 plus 16. So my answer is equal to 8. Let me write this a little bit clear. So here will be a 16. Now let's look at number 68. Number 68. Here we have parenthesis of -3, -6 times absolute value of -2, -3 divided by 9. So here we're going to work inside the parenthesis. Okay, work inside the parenthesis. -3, -6, -3 give me a -9. After that, let's work inside the absolute value. Inside the absolute value over here, -2, -3 is -5. Then bring down divided by 9. Keep the -9. Now we're going to solve the absolute value. So absolute value of -5 it become a positive 5. Then bring down the divided by 9. Now after that, let's work from left to the right. So let's work for the first two numbers. So -9 times 5 give me a -45. Bring down divided by 9. So -45 divided by 9 give me a -5. Next, let's look at number 80. Number 80 over here, we have -2a minus square root of b. Over here, they also tell you your a is equal to -3, my b is equal to 64, my c is equal to 6. Here, I'm going to substitute different number for my different variable. Okay, so keep the -2. My a is -3, so I'm going to put -3 for a minus square root of b. b is 64, so I'm going to put 64 for b. After that, I solve the equation. So here, we have -2 times -3 become positive 6. Bring down the minus. The next, just use your calculator to find out what square root of 64. That gives you 8. Then after that, just subtract the two numbers. 6 minus 8 is -2. So that's my answer. Now let's look at number 84. Let's look at 84. 84, we have -3a to the fourth power minus 3c. So here, again, my a is equal to 3, b is equal to 64, my c is equal to 6. So keep the -3. A is -3, so I'm going to put it's -3. So I'm going to put -3 for the a to the fourth power minus 3, c is 6. So keep the -3. Now we're going to work on this. -3 to the fourth power. If you use your calculator, it will be -3 times -3 times -3 times -3. It will give you a positive 81. Then next, after that, bring down the minus. We're going to multiply the two numbers. So 3 times 6 give you 18, so it'll be -18 over here. Let's move to the front. Let's go back to the front. So the front will go multiply. Let's multiply this. Okay, let's multiply this. -3 times 81 will be -243. Bring down minus 18. Then after that, again, both are negative number. Okay, both are negative numbers. So you add in the two negative numbers will be -261. And that's the answer. Now let's look at number 86. Number 86. Here we have 3a plus a squared over 2b minus 6c. Again, my a is equal to -3. B is 64, C is 6. We're going to substitute different number for different variable. So my A is -3 plus, oh, sorry, this is C. This is C, so let's put down the wrong number. It's 3C. 3C. So it will be 3 times 6 plus -3 squared over 2b. B is 64 minus 6. C is 6. So here, let's multiply the two numbers. 3 times 6 give me 18 plus then -3 squared, that becomes positive 9 over 12a minus 36. Okay. After that, That's adding the two number, okay? That's adding the two number on the top, so give me a 27. The bottom is subtract the two numbers, that give you a 92.